I, 33 female, tried breaking up with my boyfriend, 33 male, in person yesterday, and he turned on me. I still haven't left him. I'm kind of in shock right now. I decided yesterday to end my 9-month relationship. We have been arguing constantly recently, and it was turning toxic. It had got to the point where my BF said his mom has overheard our arguments, and he said she thinks I treat him like crap. I'm not sure if this is entirely true, as his mom has always been absolutely lovely to me. Regardless, I was so mortified to hear that, embarrassed and ashamed. So I said, that is a prime example of why we shouldn't be together. He said it didn't matter what anyone else thinks, and he wanted to work through things. In my mind though, things had gone too far, and we needed to split. I told him in person yesterday, when I was at his house, that we needed to break up, that the arguing was too much, and it wasn't good for either of us. Ed brought his belongings, that he'd left at mine, and I tried to be as nice as possible. He turned on me, and said, "No way, you're not doing this to me, you ducking idiot. How dare you come round here with the intention of breaking up? Are you mental? Are you sick in the head?" He called me the most disgusting names. I said I needed to leave, and I was sorry, but he locked the front door, and wouldn't let me go. It was only us two in the house at the time. I begged for him to let me leave and he wouldn't. Instead he started to interrogate me about the reasons I wanted to leave. Kept wanting to know if I'd met someone else, and was I leaving him for another guy. I couldn't get to my cell phone as it was in my purse out of reach, so I couldn't call anyone for help. Then he changed tactic, and said we can work things out, backtracked on the thing he said about his mom, said he loved me, and didn't want to break up. In order to keep myself safe I kept him sweet, and I agreed to stay together. He had calmed right down by then, and I felt relieved. Long story short, I'm still with him. He said he wants to come to see me later, and make things up to me. He said he will buy us takeout, and we will have a nice evening together. I don't know why he is so intent on wanting to stay in such an awful relationship. He tells me I'm a complete pain in the neck all the time, and how he's had enough of me, so why the hell won't he just let me go? TDLR, tried to break up with my boyfriend, but he turned nasty. I still haven't left him. Long story short, I'm still with him. Let's adjust your perception here. You did break up with him. In response, he imprisoned you in his house. You had to play along for your safety. That doesn't mean you didn't break up with him. You did. He didn't take no for an answer. That doesn't mean anything. You're not still with him. You merely pretended like you were still with him because you were taken captive. You don't need his approval to break up with him. Breakups don't work that way. You are in an offensive relationship, and your judgment is extremely clouded. You should find a way to cut all contact with him immediately and find a secure place until all this gets resolved. You may need to get a restraining order against him and have what happened in record. You are in danger. Maybe you don't realize, but you are in real danger. Locking the doors to keep you from leaving the house is not normal behavior. It is offensive, and it is a offense. You were imprisoned against your will. Despite what you might have been led to believe, this is not something done out of love. This is not something a sane partner does to their other half. You need to leave immediately. Don't go to his house ever again, and don't let him into your house either. Under no circumstances you can be alone with him ever again. You can get imprisoned by him again, beaten, taken advantage of, or worse. Thousands of women get harmed or slayed each year by people just like your ex. Please understand the severity of the situation, and please take the appropriate measures to protect yourself. Exactly. He has been informed that she has broken up with him. He knows she has left him. He isn't being ghosted. The fact that he said, "No, you're not leaving me," did not take away his knowledge of the fact that she does not wish to be with him. She needs to do whatever she can to stay safe. She does not need him to agree to the breakup, or even inform him again that it's happening. Unless it's a message from a safe place for the purpose of establishing boundaries, if that will be helpful in him leaving her alone, or proving that a restraining order is needed. I'm not sure of the legal requirements for that. You don't need his permission to break up. You're in a offensive relationship. He held you captive and locked you in his house. That is illegal. You've given him his stuff back. You have nothing else tying you together. Break up with him by text and block his number. Don't have him try and convince you to meet up with him. You don't owe him anything. If you do, he will try this BS again. Yeah, you don't need him to agree. You can just be broken up. No need to ever contact him again, unless you feel like sending one last "don't ever contact me again" text. The most dangerous time in an offensive relationship is often when the sufferer is attempting to leave an offender. Please be careful, OP. You're in an offensive relationship. That is why the relationship has felt bad and toxic. This is why he wants to stay with you even thought he calls you terrible names. A common feature of offensive relationships is the offender escalates when the sufferer tries to leave the relationship. He escalated yesterday. He held you captive in his home and mistreat you until you agreed to stay with him. This is really concerning behavior. You need to end this relationship and get away from him. Please reach out to your friends and family for support and read the book Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. He might escalate further into threats of cruelty and stalking when he realizes you are serious about not being with him, and you need to have your friends/family there for you. The stalking thing worries me. He has always told me he gets very attached to the people he dates and that he always gets his heart broken. Makes me wonder if this is how he always behaves. He seems obsessive. I will definitely get that book. Thanks for recommending it, and thank you for your advice. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time to reply and express their concern for me. I'm beyond grateful. So I've done it. He actually called me to ask what time he should come round, and I told him it was over. He tried to plead with me. He said he loved me and that we can make it work, but I just said no, it's over, and put the phone down. I blocked him on everything and have now changed my cell phone number. I'm staying with my best friend for the rest of the week to be safe. Despite all of this, I do feel embarrassed and ashamed about how the relationship panned out. There was a lot of arguing, and I do feel like I was a psycho girlfriend. I'm just rereading all the comments on here and trying to drill it into myself that this offensive/he was gaslighting me, but I think I need to see a therapist to really understand that for myself. Thanks again, guys. Kiss. Don't feel ashamed of how you acted with him. My offensive ex would also drive me up the wall, and during some of our arguments I ended up seriously questioning my own faults, since I seemed to yell just as much at him as he did at me. Took me ages after the relationship ended to realize he was baiting me. He'd intentionally push my buttons and trigger the biggest reactions he could from me, just so he could turn it against me and call me offensive. It really ducks with your head, and you end up wondering if maybe you did deserve whatever he did, like he kept telling you. But the truth is, nobody deserves to be treated like crap. If you were really that over the top and offensive, he should have left you, not treated you badly back and used it as an excuse. This is so helpful to hear. Thank you. I'm sorry you experienced that. Thanks to everyone on here, I'm quickly realizing how horrendous my relationship was, and that perhaps I'm not such a bad person after all. I'm still trying to figure out how Reddit works. Not sure if I should start a new update thread or carry on posting here. I just wanted to say you guys were totally right. He has since tried to contact me. He's set up a new email address. I blocked his usual one and just sent a message saying, "Call me." I have no intention of replying to that or any further communication from him. I'm focusing on keeping safe and well away from him. I've also told all my friends and family, so they are fully aware of the situation. Worldwide comments of the day. Even if this came out of insecurity and this was her way of boosting herself ahead of him in some type of way, why does she sit there and tell him all the ways she is going to spend his money? My guess is that she gets to keep the money she earned and going to take his money too. Think about the holidays. She's always going to throw the fact he has more money than her in his face. I don't know, something feels weird. Like, why when your BF tells you he's rich then you talk about his money and degrade him? These people are insane. She tore you down to build herself up, but you need to be considerate about her feelings because you make more money. She showed her true colors. She thinks OP's beneath her and should be paying her to stick around. Luckily, this would happen before marriage. Damn, it's almost like she wants to be something special and be put in a pedestal rather than be viewed as equals like you constantly are shown and forced down our throats in the news/media. time to give her the harsh dose of reality and tell her she's not the trophy wife but an equal, nothing more. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.